And I said, let's make it one big, beautiful bill. We're voting essentially on the big, beautiful, that gorgeous, big, beautiful bill.
Stop it! Stop it right now!
Speaker Johnson eked out his biggest victory yet, winning by a single vote. Though the dark of night cost him, one member who would have voted yes.
The one big beautiful bill sounds either like a lumberjack with an OnlyFans page or a Pornhub tab for people who come to toucans, but
What if I told you Trump's one big beautiful bill might just be a beautiful gift for millionaires, wrapped up with cuts to your healthcare and food assistance? Stick around because the truth might make you angrier than a billionaire dodging taxes. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine a birthday cake, lavish, loaded with icing, and big enough to share. But here's the twist. As soon as it's served, the richest guests swipe all the icing and leave everyone else to fight over dry crumbs. That's basically Trump's one big beautiful bill. He called it a win for all Americans, though it seems like only the top 20% are really celebrating. Spoiler alert, if this cake were a metaphor for fairness, it would have flopped harder than Trump's casino. Let's not sugarcoat this. The bill is packed with tax cuts for the wealthy, but the cost comes straight out of programs like Medicaid and SNAP. Medicaid, a lifeline for millions who rely on it for healthcare, faces massive funding cuts. Then there's SNAP, the program designed to ensure families don't go hungry. Trump's beautiful bill proposes slashing SNAP by a staggering $287 billion over 10 years.
Overslept and missed it.
it's true, it passed by a single vote, even though one representative, Andrew Garbarino, slept.
Speaker Johnson eked out his biggest victory yet, winning by a single vote. Though the dark of night cost him, one member who would have voted yes.
To my friends in the Senate, lock yourself in a room if you must. Don't go home. Pass it immediately.
For a family struggling to put dinner on the table, that's not a budget cut, that's a gut punch. If this doesn't seem bad enough, the plan also piles on new work requirements for Medicaid and SNAP beneficiaries. On paper, it sounds like tough love, but for single parents juggling 2 jobs and childcare, or people with health conditions that make full-time work unpredictable, these hurdles feel less like motivation and more like a barricade. It's like saying, hey, here's your safety net, but only if you climb over a bureaucratic obstacle course first. Meanwhile, who's enjoying the frosting? Sorry, the tax breaks? Surprise, it's billionaires. Research shows the wealthiest households would reap the biggest benefits, while middle-class families could see their healthcare costs rise and their access to critical programs shrink. So, while the rich are diving into their 7-layer cake, millions of Americans are stuck scraping by, asking how they're supposed to feed their kids or afford a trip to the doctor.
And I said, let's make it one big, beautiful bill. We're voting essentially on the big, beautiful, that gorgeous, big, beautiful bill.
Stop it! Stop it right now!
The one big, beautiful bill is among the most important pieces of legislation in our country's history. I don't think there's ever been anything bigger.
No one goes on vacation until it's done. This whole process has been rushed to the point that some House members who voted for the bill later had to admit that they hadn't read all of it.
And here's the kicker. Trump beams about this bill like it's a masterpiece. But if this is his definition of beautiful, we need to redefine the word. What's hidden underneath the icing is even worse. This cake comes with a national debt price tag slapped on top. What's the cost of Trump's so-called one big beautiful bill? Turns out it's not just a few dollars here and there. We're talking trillions, with a capital T, added to the national debt over the next decade. And guess who's picking up the tab? Surprise, it's not the billionaires enjoying those massive tax cuts. It's regular Americans, especially middle and low-income families, who'll eventually feel the squeeze. Funny how Trump's promises of making life easier for the middle class end up looking like a middle finger instead. Now let's break this down. Increasing the national debt isn't just some abstract number game. It has real consequences, Think of it like your family maxing out a credit card to buy a yacht for the richest relative, while the rest of you are left struggling to pay for groceries. That's basically what this bill is doing on a nationwide scale. While tax cuts for the wealthy sail smoothly along, essential programs like Medicaid and SNAP get axed to cover the cost. The irony? The very people who rely on these programs are the ones most likely to be hurt by the fallout. Of course, Trump's branding game is strong.
With cheers of USA, House Republicans passed their sweeping version of the president's agenda. Republicans in the House held 2 overnight sessions. In the end,
The bill's currently in the Senate, and Trump is pushing them to pass their version as soon as possible, posting, "The one big beautiful bill sounds either like a lumberjack with an OnlyFans page or a Pornhub tab for people who come to toucans." But it's true, which is a little surprising given his official portrait seems less sleepy and more high on expired cough medicine.
Slapping the word beautiful on a bill doesn't magically hide its ugliness. He marketed it as something that would fix the economy and save the middle class. But let's not kid ourselves. This isn't a rescue plan. It's a wealth transfer scheme. The rich get richer, the middle class gets stretched thinner, and those at the bottom are left fighting for scraps. And while all this is happening, national debt climbs higher, leaving future generations to clean up a mess they didn't even create. So, let's call it what it really is: a Trojan horse. Trump wheeled it into the spotlight, calling it a gift for hardworking Americans, but inside it hides the harsh reality of rising inequality and gut-punching cuts to support systems. This bill isn't just numbers on a ledger, it's people's lives on the line, and no amount of Trump-style beautiful branding can change T.
Also includes massive cuts to SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or food stamps. Currently, more than 41 million people. Like the Medicaid cuts, a lot of that is being done through work requirements. SNAP already has those, but this bill's about to expand them significantly, including raising the age limit at which they apply from 54 all the way up to 64.
If you're going to get free food on a SNAP program, you have a work requirement. It's an obligation to try to work. You might not get a job, but you got to try.
Receive benefits through it. It's the nation's largest food aid program, and this bill would reduce federal spending on SNAP by $287 billion over 10 years.
The one big beautiful bill isn't just bad policy. It's practically a love letter to inequality wrapped with a Trump-sized ego bow. It strips vital health care and food aid from families while handing the rich a shiny tax break, making one thing clear: this is a wealth grab disguised as progress. As one source puts it, it's a masterclass in making America a playground for the super rich while gutting health care and food aid for millions. So, stay sharp. Fact-check the spin, demand accountability. Because if this is Trump's idea of beautiful, maybe it's time to redefine what truly matters.